Hi, I'm Richard Shrapnel from Pitch Partners Melbourne. I wanted to speak to you about succession, the journey of succession, and some key principles which, if you follow, will hopefully underpin an effective succession process for you. Succession is a process of transition. It's a journey, and on any journey you've got to have very clear goals of where you're going to. Succession, it's about future-proofing the capital value of your business and your wealth. Succession is not about the past, nor really is it about the present, but it's certainly not about the end, and it's not about retirement. So what is succession about? Succession is about the future, and you should have your focus, your intent clearly on the future. We believe succession is about enabling the compounding of wealth from generation to generation while ensuring family unity, individual growth, and a sense of contribution. Compounding wealth across generational lines requires careful planning, appropriate governance, effective engagement, not only with the next generation, but also with the current generation. It requires family harmony, but also it requires what I'll describe as worthy and effective leadership. Where there is a business involved in succession, and there's not always an active business involved in succession, but where there is, the focus really becomes one of continuity of the business and ongoing jobs for employees. And many people will say, but why? Surely succession is about the sale price of the business, it's about something else. But no, where there's a business, it's about continuity, it's about ongoing jobs, because these are the elements which underpin capital value. And they provide that legacy, that living legacy, for a business which possibly you've invested your entire lifetime in. And we'll talk about that as we get into the principles I'm going to speak about in a few minutes. In addition, where the family has built and invested itself in a business over a lifetime, and sometimes many lifetimes as it's passed through generational lines, the business often represents the values and principles that that family holds true to, and which sometimes only when you reflect on it and through prompted reflection should be captured and preserved for future generations. It's about the values which have allowed the family to be successful and to build and to grow the wealth which they've got, and it really becomes a question of, is this something which should be captured and passed forward to future generations, which may not even exist now? This is where elements like a family charter and capturing family values become quite important. So succession can be a way in which you can preserve the family heritage and pass that forward. I think there's also a great misconception as to where and for whom succession applies. The language of family business succession is often misunderstood. It has a tendency to characterize succession as only something which applies to smaller businesses or to those businesses which see themselves as a family business. There are many businesses which there's multiple families involved in. There's many businesses which are closely held who would describe themselves as private businesses. There's families which don't have an active business, but which have an interest, a significant interest in an active business. It may be a business which was listed some years ago. These are all examples of where I believe succession and the principles of succession are quite critical in ensuring that growth of wealth and that transition of wealth. So succession principles apply to a wide range of types of businesses. It also applies quite widely in terms of what you may be intending to do. You may be thinking, I'm just going to sell the business. You may be thinking, I'm going to sell it to my management team. You may be considering transferring over generational lines. You may be thinking about keeping it and putting a management team in to run it. You may see there's no future for the business and simply be considering closing it down. I believe, again, these are all cases where the principles of succession are quite important and will add value to your considerations. So the message, don't box succession into this small box and think it doesn't apply to you. Allow yourself to consider the principles and how they apply. If you want to maximize the value of your business, the capital value of your business, then I think, again, succession and the principles there will allow you to do that. The other misconception, I believe, is that people often think succession means estate planning. Succession means capital gains tax. Succession will involve those elements, but are certainly not limited to it. Effective succession requires maybe the language of optimizing a whole range of elements, goals, family, wealth, business, and legacy, into what will be the right outcome for your family to allow that transition of wealth across generations. It's about establishing the goals and outcomes you seek at the completion of the succession process at the very beginning. It's about really getting a good handle on the impact of succession on the family, all of its members, the roles they may play today and tomorrow to ensure harmony and involvement continues. It's about mapping and analysing where the wealth is held today, and then considering where it may be held in the future, where it may be allocated to, and what that change may represent, and how it may be executed. It's about looking to the business and seeing where the future of the business lies. It's about strategic planning. It's about identifying capital value drivers, but it's really understanding the business has been successful in the past, what will allow it to be successful in the future, and how do I get that business there? Who needs to lead and manage it? It's also a reflection upon legacy. Legacy may well be gifting to a foundation for a cause which you believe in, but legacy can be the continuity of the business and the values that go with it. Succession involves all of these elements, and the blending of them to give you the right outcome is always tailored and unique to your family, your businesses, your circumstances. Once you've considered all these options, then you can begin to formulate what you think is the best solution for you, and then you can get the taxation advice, the other specialist advice you need. Succession and outcomes should come first. That taxation advice and other specialist elements should flow from that. So what we have identified is 8 key principles which we believe guide you on the succession journey. They are: Principle 1, succession is not retirement. 2, start with readiness. 3, set your goals before the journey. 4, harmony is a must. 5, price is not first. 6, plan early, start earlier. 7, quality is not equal. 8, ask before you get lost. So I'm going to spend a couple of minutes on each one of these principles and just unpack them a bit further. And you'll see as you go forward, they will follow you through this journey of succession and will give you a foundation upon which you can build an effective succession process for your business, for your family. Thank you.